Anyway, as I continue my diatribe here of dialogue, you know, the big lie is that I always said the alligator snapping turtle doesn't live up this far north. Not true. I've witnessed many alligator snapping turtles in my life. I've got them on video now. I feel like I'm often misunderstood. That's kind of the purpose of these videos. People are quick to make fun of other people. Oh, there goes like a great big hawk or something. You can see the shadow in the water. But the reason that I make this video, here's a nice little painted turtle right here. A lot of times people make fun of each other for differences. Well, I think that these differences make us unique. And I'm friends with these turtles. Had a relationship with some of these turtles for many years. Anyway, scientists think they know about herpetology. They don't. Why? People say, well, why would that be? Well, the reason is that the biggest, baddest reptiles, the alpha and amphibians, they don't show themselves often. Just like maybe a piebald deer. I've seen them before, but you kind of have to protect them as a community. Here's another nice painted turtle right here. As you can see, they kind of pose for me. I have this relationship with them. I really love the painted turtle. My favorite turtle is actually the red-eared slider. I've only seen a huge, very fertile female around here. I've never seen very many babies. I like the babies because they're green. And then the people try to, you know, what about the two-headed, you know, green baby red-eared slider? They say, oh, well, those won't live very long. They're just weak because they can't. No, they've got 2 brains and 2 heads and 4 limbs to operate. They would be way more dominant than these one-headed turtles would be. Anyway, I know how to create an albino turtle, and it's just a fun science experiment for me. That's that snapping turtle. Kind of probably, I don't know, from here, I'm gonna switch the camera if I can. Or not. Gotta zoom out first, I guess. Anyway, from here, that's probably a good sized snapping turtle. Like, you know, it's got an arm maybe that long or so. Or sorry, an arm, a neck, it might be about that long from its body. It's probably between 20 and 40 pounds, probably a female. Or no, probably a male actually. I can't tell you from here, honestly. But typically these large females come out and lay these eggs. And one of my friends, unfortunately, dug up this snapping turtle egg that was about that big, he said. And I went back to look for it, it was gone. The reason it was gone was because he dug it up and he kind of exposed, there's a frog right there. I don't know if you can see him. He's right. So I'm pointing directly at him. But see, the largest reptiles and amphibians are known for hiding in plain sight. I've seen a bright red water snake. There's that frog right there. Right there. No, that's not him. He took off. I scared him. Anyway, see, that's a Murph. There's a nice painted turtle though. The misconception is that the largest, biggest, baddest alpha, you know, reptiles would show themselves, like the hognose snake, the wood turtle. Those are some of my favorite turtles, things around here. And people figure, well, out here they haven't been spotted, they've never been seen. Well, I haven't seen a hognose snake or a wood turtle here, but they certainly live here. I've heard of one in the region, and I've caught a wood turtle in this region, what I consider to be this region. Then people say, well, what about copperheads and water moccasins? Okay, I have seen, what I've learned is that the water snake, the common water snake, which is, they're everywhere around here. I caught one recently. People ask, well, is that a copperhead? People often tell me that they see a water snake and it's a copperhead. Well, there's a couple of issues with that. Those are both kind of apex predators. The copperhead and the water snake are kind of the snake world. They're both large snakes for this area. Very strong, you know, very strong snakes. Anyhow, what people think, I mean, 9 times out of 10, oh, there's a copperhead. I come down, it's just a water snake. Oh, I'll catch that. You know, I can catch them by hand. If they bite you, it's not a big deal. But they do have a cotton-like appearance of their mouth. Now, is there overlap in species? Absolutely. But anyway, the point I was making, the copperhead and the water snake will eat each other so readily that they don't like to be neighbors to each other, obviously. Like if every time you went over to your neighbors, they ate you, you wouldn't go over that neighbor's very much anymore. So I've seen copperheads in the region, but I've never seen them in this area because there's so many water snakes. Does that mean that there's not a copperhead around? No, he could be hiding in the leaves really well. So herpetology has much to learn. I've been studying reptiles and amphibians my entire life. I can catch almost anything if I really want to. Like if I wanted to brush up on these little painted turtles, I could catch them, or this snapping turtle, but I don't like to get bit by snapping turtles. Anyway, what I'm trying to make the point is, science knows little about reptiles and animals and amphibians because they don't show themselves. It's not good business for a, beautiful animal to show itself very often, because then it's going to get eaten more often. So that's, you can see the way these guys are kind of, look, now they got scared a little bit by me, so they went down, but they'll probably be back up. Anyway, the point of my story is, my diatribe here is, don't let kids teasing you in class, make you feel bad because you have something different about you. Maybe, maybe one of your parents were divorced, or maybe somebody passed away in your family and then kids tease for it. Well, that's not very nice. You should be friendly to people in your class and in your community and respect your elders, and those kind of morals are important. And what I like about reptiles and amphibians is you could get the highest, ranking herpetologist at Mississippi State College, and he would have no knowledge of reptiles compared to me, because I have seen and caught many of the reptiles and amphibians they don't believe. For example, right here I commonly see water snakes, in different varieties, different colors. But one time, right here, I saw a great big long red king snake or something, bright red snake about as long as that stick. I chased it, and these kind of snakes are almost impossible to catch if they're that big and that strong and that fast. I gave chase, couldn't catch it. But I looked up, the information online, Google. Everybody thinks Google knows everything. They don't. Always cross-reference your sources. You can't take one source as an answer. So this is called education. Do I know what that red snake was? I don't. But does herpetology? No. So you could be, the smartest guy in the world that thinks he knows everything about snakes and lizards and know nothing. I know nothing about the way of the turtle or the snake. I'm not a snake or a turtle, but I know more than most. And so the point that I'm making is, our differences are what make us unique. Some of us like to play basketball, some baseball, some study, some like to play different sports like pickleball. And don't let anybody tell you that your differences are something to make fun of. Always stick up for your friends and people in your community. Don't let bullies bully you, especially online or otherwise. If people are bullying you online, turn off your computer. Talk to your parents about it. Get a new, reset your hard drive, things like this. Anyway, my diatribe is over, because as you can see, all that's in the scene still here is this one particular snapping turtle right there, but you may not even see him, he's way over here. Anyway, that is all for now.